This is Believing Buckeyes with Brian Brownie and Chindy Chekhov. We're going to do the preview today of the Cotton Bowl going on there. But like we said, this show is about getting ready for our Buckeyes playing the Missouri. What's it? The Tigers? I mean, it's a Tiger on there.
Yeah, the Tigers.
Missouri Tigers? Oh, okay. It's like how many Tigers is in the SEC now? It's like a lot, right?
Mizzou,
LSU Tigers.
LSU, you got Auburn.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man.
But Auburn, they say War Eagle. So Auburn, they so confused. They don't know if they want Tigers or Eagles, but I digress.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's a whole other thing. But yeah, so we're playing Missouri. Missouri coming into this season, they had a really good season. They was 10-2 this year. Their only losses was to LSU, and the Heisman winner there in Jaden Daniels, and also to Georgia, a team that was ranked number 1 all season. So other than that, like kind of going through their scores, Missouri was pretty dominant in the SEC. What are you thinking about this Missouri team that we should be concerned about?
Yeah, it's a very solid football team. I think a very well coached football team. And it's weird I say that, but when you watch college football today, you see some teams that just got a lot of talent and make a lot of mistakes, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But they may have the talent to win games. Missouri seemed like a team that plays sound, really, really sound football, and also has some talent. Man, that running back who was a walk-on at Missouri. A guy who was explosive. He put up crazy stats, crazy numbers. And they went toe-to-toe with every team in the SEC. They came up short versus LSU, who obviously had the Heisman winner at the quarterback position. And they came up short with Georgia, who was number 1 in the nation for most of the year. And outside of that, it wasn't much else. I mean, they had a couple other close games, but all in all, I mean, they had a really, really good year.
Yeah, so like you said, really dynamic. They got a running back that averages over 6 yards a carry, over 1,400 yards on the season. I think that's a lot of yards in college football for a running back. And then their quarterback on top of that, he has close to 3,200 yards passing, which is an outstanding year, 66% on the completion rate. So Missouri's a dangerous team. Quarterback Cook, running back Schrader, might have butchered his name a little bit, but there's definitely some guys there, some talent there on that team that could really score some points. And like you said, they just kind of been in it all year. So, but going into this show, I mean, we really wanted to kind of highlight Missouri, talk about them a little bit, but obviously our Buckeyes, talk about our guys. So we got a very special show for you guys. We have 2 special guests that we're going to get on this afternoon, one on the offensive side of the ball, one on the defensive side of the ball. And both of these guys will play a lot coming into to next Friday. What was that? They play on the 29th, December 29th, when they kick this thing off. So thanks for tuning into the show. As always, subscribe to our channel, to our YouTube page, which is the Believe in Buckeyes. Subscribe to us on Apple, Spotify. We're on all the platforms there regarding the podcast. And Chip, one thing that the Buckeyes just must do if we're going to win this game, give it to them.
They got to burn the boats. It's the burn the boats game. Devin burn the boats Brown. They gotta follow his lead and play some sound, tough football, and it's his coming out party. So let's see what he can get done.
So on the show today, we got a very special guest, our first active player for the Ohio State Buckeyes. We got the running back Dallan Hayden joining the show this afternoon. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining.
So his jersey number is number 5.
Yes.
Right, so
5 ball.
For those who don't know, if when you wear the number 5, your floor at a minimum, you're going to be special, right? And then maximum, the sky's the limit. So appreciate having one of the next great number 5 Buckeye players on the show. But go ahead, B.
Yeah, man. So thanks for joining. We really we know you're busy, right? You're a student athlete. So time's always tough and busy and quick. You got a lot of places to be, and you took time to join our show. So we really appreciate it. So first off, obviously it's bowl season. You guys are getting ready to play Missouri in the Cotton Bowl here in a little under 2 weeks now. So how's bowl practice going? How's the team looking? How you feeling? Just give us a scoop. What's going on?
I think, bowl practice has been going pretty good. We're getting after it, playing really hard, playing fast, and, just getting back to playing the game. So I'd say it's been a good month of preparation.
So what a lot of people want to know, news has recently broke that Kyle McCord chose to transfer to Syracuse. So wish all the best to Kyle. But
Yep.
we know in the Cotton Bowl, Devin Brown is going to be the one leading the charge. Just to let everybody know, how is practice going for Devin Brown, and what are you expecting out of him coming up in this bowl game?
Devin has had a really good bowl season. He provides energy. He makes really good throws, makes the right reads. So, I feel like, we trust Devin to go out there and do what he's supposed to do to get the job done.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting though, right? I mean, he's going to the bowl season, and we know he's the starting guy, but really hasn't had a ton of playing experience for him. Obviously, you're supposed to be kind of redshirting this season, but we know you played more this season than he has. How does it feel? Does it feel like he has the control of the team, the command of the offense to go out there and really get the job done?
Yeah, of course. Everybody, trusts whoever's back there taking the snaps. Everybody has trust in Devin, so we feel like Devin go get the job done.
So, now go ahead, B.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, I know a lot of the older guys, like a lot of guys, with the bowl season now, right? Your team doesn't make the playoffs, so you see a coach college football, you see a lot of guys that say like, hey, I'm going to go focus on the draft, or for guys get into the portal, things of that nature. You see a lot of guys kind of start make movement and kind of more or less not put more of an emphasis on the bowl. How does it feel to have a lot of your older guys, a lot of seniors, go ahead and make the statement that they are going to stick around, they're going to practice with the team and play in the Cotton Bowl? Does that just kind of boost the morale of the team? And what does that mean to you, a player that's getting ready to perform in this game and still seeing some of your old vets around to kind of make sure they lead things on the right foot?
I just think, that says a lot about our culture. Almost all of the guys that says they're playing say they want to end it off the right way, and go out there and compete for the Buckeyes. So I just think that says a lot about our culture.
The one thing, we haven't, as Buckeyes, we haven't seen a lot of Missouri play.
Yeah.
And really just in the past years, we haven't seen a ton of them in this type of position. And I know they're excited for this bowl game. From watching film and just getting prepared, what's your take on Mizzou as a team? What have you seen from them?
They're a really good football team. They lost 2 games in the SEC, which is a very respective conference, and they lost to 2 quality opponents and not by a lot of points. So they're a really good team. They play fast, physical, and they're going to give us their best shot.
So obviously, so speaking of guys coming back, right? We have a lot of guys we said a lot of guys come back, but some guys didn't, right? You had several guys in the running back room go ahead and leave the program via the transfer portal. We had one of the run backs go ahead and say he's going ahead and get ready for his preparation for the NFL. So essentially, looking at the running back room, the names that we know, obviously you coming back, the production that you had, and also Trevion Henderson. How is the running back room doing with so many guys, I guess, gone, and now it being, as everyone knows, that it's kind of more or less on your shoulders to kind of the carry the workload when it comes into this bowl game?
It was a crazy few weeks. We had some really good players, unfortunately, move on from our program, but that's obviously the new thing in college football. It's sad, but they're gonna do their job and do their thing at their respective universities, and wish them nothing but the best. But I'd say the running back room, we've been good. Competing every day, playing fast, playing hard. Just trying to finish off the right way.
Yeah, you kind of talked about it, just the changing landscape of college football. So when we played, we had a lot of competition. I'm gonna be honest. There was times where I didn't get on the field yet, and I thought like, okay, am I ever going to get on the field? The difference today than back then is I didn't have a choice to transfer. Right, transferring back then you had to sit out a year. It was much more challenging. Your specific situation, you played a lot last year, a lot of great production. I look at the games where you had, double digit carries, 5 yards a carry on average. Look at this year when you had, the few games where you had a lot of carries, 5 yards plus on average. Why did you not necessarily consider going elsewhere, given that you showed that you could produce, but you still didn't necessarily didn't get the opportunity to lead that room. And where when I look at college football, there's probably a bunch of other places where you could have stepped on the field right away.
No, I'm just one of those people, like, I believe, you finish what you started. So, maybe, yeah, it's been challenging, but I believe everything happened for a reason. And, you know, I've taken everything, that happened to me this year, like, and I'm gonna learn from it, and I feel like it's gonna make me better.
Yeah, so now we know you from a running back family, right? We discussed a little bit before we started the show. Your father played running back for Tennessee. He went on and played in the NFL. You had an older brother played college football as well at the running back position. And when I watched you play the running back position at Ohio State, I feel like you just very natural, right? You look the part, you keep your shoulders square, you know when to make cuts, you know how to get north and south and finish through your runs. So really excited to see, like, you continue your path here at Ohio State. But just going over there, how was that? How was that your dad being, such a respected player on the football, on the gridiron, how did that kind of translate to your game and what makes you the player you are today?
It's just great, having somebody like in your family that played at the highest level of football. He was able to teach me so much things about the game, like on and off the field, like mentally, and like different drills and stuff that like apply to the position I play. And I just feel like that's what made it kind of natural for me at this position.
So, we watched every game from start to finish. And it seemed like earlier in the year there was some challenges running the ball, and we couldn't figure it out. Right? We're thinking, is it, how it is when people watch games, they like to place blame, but to us it was more of a team thing. Like there had to be some improvement across the board.
Right.
Just asking the player, just wanted to get more insight. What was it? Because it seemed like improvement happened middle of the season, towards the end of the season, but early in the year there was some challenges. What do you attribute that to?
I mean, we had a few new faces like in key parts of the offense, but we knew over time it would, as the season got longer, it would get better, and that's exactly what happened. So, it was just guys, getting used to playing certain spots, getting used to like different schemes and stuff. So I feel like, as the season got longer, we got better, and I'm pleased with how we finished compared to how we started.
Do you have a preference in terms of gap scheme, zone scheme type runs? Is there a for you? Like, is there a preference for you?
I mean, I like, both, because as a running back, you gotta be able to run all kind of schemes, but I probably fit better with gap schemes. But yeah, I like any type of scheme, to be honest.
As long as you get the ball, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right. Exactly. That's good. Yeah, so once again, I know like we said, we're getting ready for the bowl game, right? So we got Missouri getting in, and throughout your career, essentially you redshirted this year, right? Was able to get the red shirt, and last year you played, like you say, 10 games out of the 13 games of the season, and obviously last year was a lot of injuries, right? I mean, I feel like Travion, and mine was kind of like back and forth. 1 week one play, next week the one not play, and then obviously Chip wasn't really playing much. I don't think he was even playing running back last season for Ohio State or not. I think it might have been a deep side. I don't remember. But you kind of always was there, right? You kind of just saved the day with your play and your production from last year. And then coming to this year, basically everyone gets hurt, right? It's 1 week, man, where literally all the running backs get hurt, and then you have to go out there and perform. How do you stay mentally ready, like, from week to week, not knowing exactly when your number is going to be called, but every time you go out there, I mean, I think Buckeye Nation will agree, you always answer the call. How do you just stay mentally ready, just not knowing exactly when you'll be needed, but always prepared and go out there and perform?
I just practice, every day, like, I'm gonna play. So, like, therefore, when it's time to play, like, I'm not like, like freaking out and stuff, like, because I've done it. So, like, yeah, you just gotta stay mentally ready, honestly. And it's challenging at times, but you just gotta. It's just something you gotta do, honestly.
Going into next year, right? And like we say, a lot of guys has left. I think Trevion is still in the air, whether he's coming back, going to the NFL, or whatever else may be from there. I think there's no argument or there's no discussion that next year that you will be playing running back for Ohio State every game. And you will be counting on you to kind of perform throughout the season. What does the offseason look like for you? What are you, or do you plan on doing anything extra different, anything, what's the mindset getting ready for the off season and get after the bowl game to kind of be ready to be that guy here at Ohio State?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna attack the off season. My goal is to have the best off season I've had at Ohio State. That's in the weight room, extra work, like position work, and goal of mine, is to make some of my weaknesses like strengths. So yeah, I plan on having a pretty big off season because I want to show like I'm ready to play and take on a bigger role moving forward.
What area would you say, in your mind, is the biggest thing that you want to work on? That you think you need to?
Just continue getting better at being a threat, catching the ball off the backfield, blocking. You can always improve. So probably those two areas is what I'll focus on for sure.
Obviously, like we said, we talk about the guys that left, right? What is I would say, I guess, one thing that you could take from all the guys that you played with Trevion, Chip, Mayan, that you have learned from them that you trying to put into your game that's going to make you a more complete running back?
Being in a great running back room, where all of us can play, you learn from, you take different parts from someone's game and try to put them like with your skill set. So I'd say, Trey, he's a complete back. He can run, block, and catch. His routes are pretty good. Like, I feel like, I learned all that, like, from him. Chip Mine, we're speed, power guys. I feel like I could take, like, finishing runs from them and, like, running lanes through contact. And then Evan, was a really good pass catcher, running back, and, like, really good, like, going to slide and running routes. So I
We appreciate you joining the show. We're going to get you in the show with an OH.
Yo.
We're practicing. We're practicing, man. But no, we appreciate it, man. Guys with Brian Brownie and Chindy Chekwa. We got a special guest for you guys this evening. We have one of the top quarterbacks in our hearts for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Jordan Hancock. How you doing, man?
Doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, good to have you, man. I thought you were one of the stars on the defense for sure. Big play after big play every game. And what I liked about it is, we as corners, obviously everybody expects us to cover. You were able to cover, get picks, get sacks, big tackles, which, just talk a little bit about that, man, because I don't know if people are talking about it as much as they should, the diversity of plays that you were able to make on the field. And really just coming into the season and being that slot corner, was that something that you were expecting, or how did that go down?
Shoot, I wasn't expecting playing slot at all. Like, I remember Coach brought me in, kind of like fall camp. I was doing a little bit of slot, but like I didn't know I was going to play the position. I was just trying to be a body, like have bodies at the position. Then probably like 4 days before the game, it was like we're going to need you to play slot. And then beginning of the season, I was a backup. And then I think second game of the season, something happened. And then from there on, I just played slot. I was kind of splitting reps a little bit. And then throughout the season, I got the starting job.
Yeah, that's well deserved. Well deserved because we want to talk about that because going back into the spring, obviously a lot of competition around the defensive backfield in general, and especially at that cornerback position. How do you feel that competition kind of helped you get ready for the season? Now, if we had guys coming in the portal and things of that nature, how did that competition really kind of spark the best Jordan that we got to see throughout the year?
Yeah, it sparked me a lot. Just having somebody, that's just as good as you. They can do everything. It's kind of more just the aspect of what you're going to do, how to prove yourself more than football, like not coming late to meetings in a school, being respectful, just that type of aspect, how they push me and all that. It's just more than football and just accountability things.
So speaking of competition, there's a competition coming up, right? In the Cotton Bowl, a team playing the SEC playing in the SEC had a really good year this year. What are you seeing from them in terms of? Because I don't think a lot of our Buckeye fans have seen a lot of Missouri play this year.
Sure, yeah, they got a good squad over there. Coach Drinkwitz, he was actually recruited like when I was really lowly, like recruited. He was at App State. App State was winning a lot of games. Now he's over at Mizzou, and he turned the program around for real. They got a dynamic running back. I think he's a former walk-on, but he can take to the crib any play. They got a dynamic slot receiver, and they got a good outside receiver too. So we're gonna have our hands full that game.
That's good. So going into it, obviously, going to the bowl game, there's a lot of things going on, right? Guys deciding to play, guys deciding not to play, things of that nature. What does it mean to you that a lot of a lot of the vets on the team have just made the decision that they are going to stick around, they are going to play in the Cotton Bowl before essentially making a decision on how they plan on going in their future? How does that feel around the facility?
Sure, it feels good. We made a group chat and everything. Like we got to be bought in because this goes into the next season. So we all have to be bought in. This bowl prep was very serious. Nobody's overlooking this team because we know they're dynamic, and if we don't take them serious, they could make us be embarrassing. So we took practice very serious and everything.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about just continuing to set that foundation for following seasons. We see from the quarterback position, the leader of the offense, you had Kyle McCord throughout the season. Kyle McCord has moved on. And now Devin Brown is stepping into that role for this game. Just what have you seen from him? Maybe not just in bowl practice, but really throughout the season and here in preparing for this game that makes you feel confident in his ability and what he can do as well.
True. He had a great, people don't know, he had a great fall camp, leading the squad and stuff like that, really pushing Kyle. That's what he did. But this whole bowl prep, it feels like we haven't missed a step. He can get outside the pocket, putting stress on the DBs because he can extend plays, and he's just pinpoint accuracy. His ankle feeling better, or whatever injury he had, foot or ankle, feeling better, obviously. So his legs will be a factor. He can throw the ball, so run the ball. We can do QB powers. It's just a whole. He opens up the playbook for sure. So that's probably his good aspect.
Yeah, so thinking about it, so obviously, this season, obviously, you was a starter for majority of the year. We know what type of player you are now and the plays that you made out there on the field. But last season, you only played a handful of games, and essentially, as a defense as a whole, I feel like we had a solid year. But obviously, we know how we ended the season last year, how we kind of gave a ton of big plays, but kind of caused us to lose some games. This year, we didn't have that at all throughout the whole season. I believe the biggest plays of the season are like trick plays. Offense came up with something. Those was the only really large explosive plays that we gave up. What would you say was the difference from last season to this season and understanding Coach No's defense to kind of limit those big plays and just overall be just a better unit defensively?
Really, I think I could be biased, but I really think it started with the back end. Like we went over all the stats at the end of the year. We're the number one pass defense in the country. Like So when we're playing like that, it's hard for a team to really get off on us like that. So this offseason was just so tough. It was so much straining. After workouts, after mat drills, I remember Marv giving us releases. We would come in early in the morning, Marvin give releases. So even those young freshmen out there like Bryson and Noah Rogers giving us releases like all day, just working off of each other. We didn't do that last year, so that's why our thing went up. Because if we got bombed this year, like in practice, we got suicides and stuff like that. We didn't do any of that last year, so that really took a big part and a huge jump in our secondary.
Yeah, and I would just say simply, y'all played better.
Yeah.
And when I say play better, it wasn't. I think last year guys were in position a lot, but weren't able to finish the play.
Mm-hmm.
This year, it was almost the opposite. Like not only were y'all finishing plays, pick six. You know what I'm saying? One guy gets a hit, the other guy picks the ball off. I mean, that's two guys finishing the play.
Yeah.
And I guess you kind of answered the question, but just that difference from last year to this year, not just not giving up the explosive plays, but finishing plays. Was that something that was emphasized, or was it just a group of guys who were just seemed a little bit more hungry this year to get it done?
Just a group of guys that are more hungry. Like we saw everything. We would walk around the Woody, people making fun of us. Oh, we had 0 picks in the corner room. Like, it was just a lot of stuff that we took personally. Like we had to take that personally for us to be like the best unit on the team, which we did. So we took that to the heart and made us better for real.
Yeah, and I would agree. I mean, I feel like obviously we've been doing the show throughout this whole season. All year, the defensive backs has by far been the strongest unit as a team. You guys have really just played well. You just got was an anchor that we could count on week in and week out to kind of go out there and perform. And we knew exactly what we was getting out you guys. And I mean, just hats off to you guys for putting in that work, understanding the point of emphasis, like you stated, and just doing the work and taking the accountability to improve. And you guys really did a fantastic job. I had to just kind of say that to you. Yeah. Yeah, so go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say just on a little lighter note. So I pull up Twitter or X or whatever it's called nowadays, and it's like what's it called, Freestyle Fridays or something?
Pre-game Fridays.
Where Coach Walton is he like spitting a poem or a rap or
it's like rap? Yeah. He does it like we could go up to him like a certain day, be like, Coach Walt, you got anything? He would get it on the top of his head, like he crazy with it. I've never seen nobody like great. Like he brings it every day. Like I've never seen. There's no like his foot is on the gas pedal every day. Like he probably the most genuine dude you could be around, energetic. Like, and he's really there for us too. So it's just a blessing to have him as a coach for real. So
that's what's up, man. So is he like? I mean, in terms of being able to spit, is he like top tier?
Top tier, like I remember we'll be in like a 6 a.m. meeting. He start going off. He start doing riddles. I'm like, man, it's too early for all this, bro. he got it. Like, I don't know what go through his brain, but whatever working for him. So that's how it is.
That's what's up, man. I catch him on social media, and I'm like, I want to know how good his pen is, man. Like, is he writing these rhymes like Lil Wayne, or is he
low key? Like he fired with it. I don't know what. He definitely did when he was younger or something, but he bring that swag with us.
So in terms of some of the young guys out there, man, who's someone? And I guess we got a little glimpse of them this year, but who's someone to watch out for in terms of the next Jordan Hancock coming up? Who should we be looking out for?
Probably Jermaine. Like Jermaine, he really got that in him. Like one-on-ones, he out there strapping dudes, like press man, bump and run coverage. Probably really him. You know, Calvin's young, he's still growing. Athletic, fastest dude on the team, so that's gonna make him good. Just them two boys right there, and then we got some young kids coming in. They look good. we ain't trained with them yet, but they're gonna be ready to play. Hopefully, when they get on campus.
Yeah, so I was catching something now. I believe I guess it's probably about a week or so ago. They were doing interviews at the Woody, and you was kind of going over how this year you learned basically all the positions of the defensive back, from the safeties to corners and everything of that nature. And basically, I want you to, I guess the question would be like, how did that help you understand the defense to make you a better player? And then obviously I want to ask, what was the toughest thing to kind of grasp and all that information that you was able to kind of still apply, learn, and kind of take it to the field?
Really just it was hard. It wasn't that hard for real. Like, yeah, I learned every position because nickel. I'll line up post safety.
Yeah.
I play halves. Like, people don't understand that. Like, when they just watch the football game, like, how much really goes into that slot. Like, people don't know I'm actually in the run fits, and then I got to guard the 50th dude, quickest dude on the field. So that really goes over people's head. But it's a really hard position. But I feel like it makes me thrive in it because every play I gotta be super locked in, super focused, super detailed in my job description. And if I don't know everyone else's position, it's not gonna work out. Like, I have on those plays, I know what JT's doing. I know what Mike Hall is doing on those plays. Like, people don't understand that. And then it's made me a better football player overall. Maybe really get in the playbook. And if I need to go play post safety, I can. If I need to go play boundary safety, I can. Shoot, sometimes I even line up at like will linebacker because they're mirror positions when we play quarters. So it's just a lot of stuff going to it, but I'm just happy to play that position because I feel like I'm the right person to have mentally to have that defense.
Yeah, and I think you reach a different level when you have that level of knowledge. I think and I think it's valuable to the defense for a corner or defensive back to really understand the entire defense, understand the different nuances and coverage, and what everybody else is supposed to do. We always had a few guys on the defense, a good amount of guys on defense that understood everything. And where we may have lacked in talent or ability in certain areas, we made up for just playing off each other. Are there any other guys on that defense that you really look at as someone who just understands, like, this is the guy that just understands everything out here? And if we see some on offense, I mean, he's going to be the guy that's going to call it out.
Probably Tommy, man. Tommy's so smart. Like, he has to learn every check. Like, when it just looks like he's just pointing out places, but the stuff that really goes until he's in there at 6 a.m., first person in the building, last person to leave. So really he knows every position, secondary, and he's literally the quarterback of our defense because he makes everything go around him. So it starts with Tommy. So really Tommy.
I used to feel bad for those linebackers, man. They be,
Man.
I'm barely walking into the facility at 6 a.m. They finishing up film study. It's like,
right.
y'all sleep last night?
Right.
Are y'all here for football in school? Or do y'all go to class, or is this y'all class?
Football.
Yeah. So, George, I wanted to ask you. So, obviously, we got the bowl game, right? That's the bowl game. We go right into the off season. So, I guess on yourself, and obviously, decisions are made, right? This is third year, so you can make decisions to do things and of that nature. But I guess just for yourself, what are you looking at to improve in the off season? And are you focused more of kind of staying kind of in that nickel cornerback position, or do you want to kind of work to maybe move back outside to that cornerback position? And just what's your thoughts, I guess, going into that, looking at the off season?
Really, I mean, that's like I feel like I've thrived so much in the slot. It's just like I feel like it's just meant. Like,
you love it now.
So outside, I feel like if I go outside, it'll be an easier transition because I'm a natural corner. It was harder for me to move to slot than move back outside. I played corner all my life. So, I mean, it'll be cool for me to get outside film. It'll be like, but the slot, I like the slot too because people don't know Big Ten, most of the top receivers are in the slot. So I'm seeing I'm seeing the best guys every game. Like I'm guarding the number ones every game in the slot. So that's really the big deal. So as long as I'm guarding the top guys, I don't really care where I play at.
Yeah, and you I think you've conquered the inside. I think you could conquer the outside. So, I mean, either way, just continue to improve in the off season, working on the game, outside, inside. It won't matter. Just keep making plays like you're doing.
Sure.
Man, no, we appreciate you, Jordan, man. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're home for a couple of days, so enjoy your family. Obviously, a lot on your plate. Big game coming up, and then you know how the off season. We all know football is the fun part, right? Then you get to this off season, you got to do all this work here.
Hey, off the off season crazy. Our off season crazy. Like the football right now is the easiest part for sure. Like
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Off season. Y'all was doing them team up north push ups and all that, or not?
Nah,
we had different coaches, but
yeah.
we had different guys. So yeah, when we
Y'all-
played, we had Tressel, and we did this different stuff, man. We ain't had Coach Mick.
We push sleds and push cars. We push the car, the truck,
all
the
kind
van,
of stuff.
whatever.
Yeah.
All season was kind of like military themed training and stuff like that.
It actually make you feel like you in the Navy SEALs. Like
it's like it used to be like I can't wait for football to happen.
Yeah,
right. Can't wait to spring. Right. Yeah.
Can't wait for the first day of spring. That's how.
I ain't gonna lie. My last off season, I can't wait for the league, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of this, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But obviously, it's fun. I mean, obviously, once it's over, it's like once you go to the league, it's not like that at all anymore. Like you just,
I heard,
bro, you get to know yourself because you spend a lot of time by yourself doing things. Ain't no more teammates hanging around with you and all that kind of stuff. So like, this enjoy.
Yeah, that's really my main thing. Like, I was with my boys last night. We were playing NCAA 14, and I was like, dang, like. I really sometimes I feel I take college for granted. Like, I was on NCAA. I saw the shoe, and it looked just like the shoe. Like, I'm like, bro, it's crazy you really playing now. Like, you really got to look around and be grateful for what you got right now. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, soak it all up, man, because when it's gone, and you become like us. So we, start talking about it and whatnot.
Right. And the years be rolling on by. That's for sure.
For sure. Well, man, appreciate you coming on, man. You're one of my favorite Buckeyes. The year you had, I thought was crazy. I thought it was super impressive. I was hurt when I didn't see all Big Ten selections and all that, all those accolades and whatnot. But I think everything that you want to see is right in front of you. For real.
Sure.
I'm excited to continue to see the process and the journey. And my expectations are high. So I know you had a great year, and you talked about being hungry last year, but the reality is you gotta be even hungrier this year, regardless of what you do. This year you gotta be even hungrier than last year. And I think if you can maintain that mentality, shoot, the sky ain't even the limit for you at this point.
For sure.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, man. So we appreciate it. So there's a game in about a week from now. So I'm going to the game actually. So I get to catch you guys down there and watch the game and enjoy it. And you guys play hard, play well, and just remember this is the last time you guys get to go at it with this team. So this once again enjoy it and leave it all out there. Sure.
Hey, let's get an OHIO, man, because Dallan.
Oh yeah, man.
Dallan
act like he never heard of OHIO before. He was like, "Oh yeah, the one thing the fans be doing." So I'm just gonna yell out OH. You hit us with the IO, and then we'll just wrap it on now. So we're gonna end this up with an OH.
IO.
IO.
IO. Go Bucks, baby.
Go Bucks.